Welcome back to the press here on Captain Television. We're here again to discuss the headlines we have just looked through. Those stories that have direct connection to us, that make us make decisions on our personal economy on daily basis. And those that, of course, affect our national experience politically, security-wise, and even economically. Here with me today is a professor of mass communication with over 4 decade experience in both practice, teaching, and further exploring the issue of mass communication. The person of Professor RIDWAN ADEYEMI. Thank you very much, sir. He's here with us in the studio.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here. Good morning, viewers. Thank you.
Prof will be joining us this morning to look at some of these headlines. And they will be talking about their implications to our daily lives. And of course, you know the rule here. You'll be joining us in the conversation through the phone lines, which will be thrown open later as the conversation continue. Okay, Prof, the major news headline for today, one that has dominated the newspaper headlines, is the story of the decoration of the service chiefs by the president. And the president made a very, very strong statement that Nigerians no longer need excuses, but they should perform. What is your thought on this?
Yes, thank you very much. I think the president has spoken rightly. He has read and spoken the minds of Nigerians that we do not need excuses again. Thanks to those who have been there, they did their best. But now the president has said it rightly. There is no more excuses. We want our country, our states, local governments, our villages to be safe throughout the country. So there is no excuse, because the president has only voiced out the minds of Nigerians. The people are owners, of this country. Nigerians own this country, and they are paying tax, and they use the taxpayers' money to pay this. To run our military architecture and society, the service. So that is just the truth. There is no going back on that. We want results to be delivered. You know, there is even a school of thought that says, take it or leave it. Don't believe that the military itself are involved in fueling it. Because if not, you are being paid, you are being given everything. Gone are those days and they don't have equipment. But the person has promised that they will give them all that they need. To make sure they put off these rascals and bastards. These guys are enemies of the state. How dare you raise up arms against the state, against the people, your people? So it's not acceptable. The president has said it rightly. No more excuses. Take them off. Either they repent, they absorb them back, or you take them off. And I need to say something, that most of these people whom you see as Nigerians are not Nigerians. But even if they are Nigerians, why should you kill fellow Nigerians? Apart from that, some of them, as a record, some of them you see are being used by external forces to destabilize Nigeria. There has been a past when it says that Nigeria has a certain time we go ablaze. We go aflame, and they are using Nigerians. So the earlier we see these people rising against the people and their people as enemies, the better. You cannot be rising against your brothers and sisters in the name of under whatever name. No, it's not acceptable. They must be crushed. It's long time. So the president has said the mind, has read and said the minds of Nigerians. Look, I tell you, nowadays in school, my first year was in University of Maiduguri. We travel all the nights from Lagos. We travel Lagos to Kanu, then Kanu to to Maiduguri, free in the night. Nobody harasses you. So what are we talking about? Is it not the same Nigeria that you cannot even walk freely? No, it's not acceptable. These people must know that Nigerians have said no to banditry, no to what do you call them, these terrorists. No, whoever is a terrorist must be dealt with as one.
Yes. The people should be crushed.
Yes, the terrorists, the bandits
who are causing trouble to us in this country must be crushed by the demands of the president and the belief also of the professor here in the house. But again, before now, other presidents have been promising Nigeria the sense that they're going to guarantee security. And in spite of all these promises, we've had these challenges. And these new officers who are generals who have been appointed to these offices to man the position of the chiefs of defense chief, Air Force, Army, and the Navy. What would you expect them to do in the face, particularly Chief of Army Staff, in the face of communities who have pledged allegiance to some terrorist group that they have found to be more benevolent towards them if they pledge such allegiance as against pledging allegiance to the Nigerian state, which seem to have been failed, as it were.
You know, they did that under duress. They did that under duress. But now that the government is taking more serious, they will know that first and foremost they are under the Nigerian state. Now, nobody has the right to lord any other authority on the state.
The citizen.
The point is this: you know, when people are helpless, they will tend to their minds tend to be somehow in fear, and they will give up under duress. But when the state has taken up this responsibility, I think they don't have an excuse. But the point is this: the military intelligence must be at alert more than they have ever been. There's been reports sometimes that some chiefs and even some politicians have hands in this thing. They should root them out. Whoever is found complicit in this era should be taken up. I know that some politicians, because they are trying to score some play a game, they may sponsor some of these bandits and to disrupt the community. This time that they should, if the intelligence are able to have facts, they should take them up and charge them to court. We cannot continue to live under fear in this country. The president has promised them all that they want. Whatever you want, I will give you. So you have to. That's what they have been trained for. Deal with these bastards. Deal with these enemies of the state who disguise as part of us. So the point is, we should take this country. Everybody should take it as our own. This is our country. We have no other country. So we should give our best to it. Wherever you are, give your best to this country, and that's the way to go. You cannot be in this country and going to develop other countries. No. You are in this country, you are citizens. Develop this country so that you can have something to bequeath to your grandchildren and generations to come. That is the point. I think it's better that said that. And anybody who is found wanting, whether it be a politician or whatever, should be taken up by the law. They should take them up. Once they know that the presidency is serious, then everybody will sit tight. But God does it when you think you can do party. No party. You either go for peace or you face the consequence. And the military guys, what else do you want? They are paying you well. If it's normal, negotiate with your masters and employers. Let them give you what you want. Technology is that. Use it, deploy it. Intelligence is that. Use it, deploy it, and take them up.
Well, Prof, you are very confident in the sense of assurance the president has given the military chiefs that whatever they need, the government will provide.
Yes.
But we know that military hardwares are not we are not like products that are in the shelf that you walk up to on the shelf and then you collect this item, you buy this item up. Now it will require time to be able to get this.
No. Nigeria as a country is investing heavily in hardwares. Military hardwares now. Our military complex is being revived. We are producing some things. I watch a documentary on that. So most of these things, they've been buying over there have not been produced here. Okay. So they don't have that challenge again. If you go to market A, they are not selling. You can go to market B or market C. In the past, you will depend on one country. No. Once you have your money, you go to any market to buy what you need. And the person has assured them that there is provision for that. Tell us what you need and we'll provide you. And you do our job. Nigerians want peace. We want to be able to go around, I mean, the country at any time of the day. So this is the point. I mean, make use of technology, make use of intelligence, and make use of hardware. And although the kinetic approach also there, I mean, they call them, okay, the NSA has been doing that. I mean, bringing them, okay, table. If you don't want to be able, then we go to theater where you face them. So they are giving two options, non-kinetic and kinetic. Okay, in one piece, okay, what are the issues we discuss on the table? If not, then don't face them. If they are truly Nigerians, but I'm sure they are not Nigerians. If they are Nigerians, how will you fight? I mean, waging war against your people? So that's the point. Some of them are just disguised as Nigerians. There are external people imported to disguise as Nigerians that don't want to take our land, take our resources. That is the goal. It's not. I mean, the facts on that ground is that these people are out to steal our wealth, our natural resources. I mean, there have been reports that you see some choppers coming in and going out. And the point is, when they know that people are there, they will not be able to do that. So they have to first displace those people under the guise of terrorism, Boko Haram. Which one what Boko Haram? Islam has no place for that. Islam, which I know, and the Holy Book does not allow you to slaughter anybody. You don't, and there are rules. Religion, I mean, you don't. It's just false pretense. Whoever pretends that is under religion is a liar. Islam doesn't allow that. You take life unjustly. It is only the state can that do that. You don't. I don't have any religious. I mean, umbrella say you want to take lives innocently. People are innocent. What has it done for you? There are people from that area. They are your state. What's your problem? So if there are differences, put it on the table. Let it be discussed. So the issue of excuses, the era is gone. I stand by the president. The era is gone. They must do their job. Whoever plays nonsense, let them deal with him. I mean, nonsensically. So that's the point.
Is the view we are getting now about the charge of the president to the service chiefs. No excuse to Nigerians. Deliver by ensuring that all the enemies of the state are wiped out. Do so surgically, do so militarily. That also is getting a support from Nigerians, at least through the voice of a guest today who is saying the president is right and Islam has no right or has no place for slaughtering of human being unjustifiably, because the only justiciable permission is that the state has the power to do so, where after it has explored all legal rights around it. Now we shall be going for a break, and after which we'll return, and our second guest will be in-house, and then we'll talk more on this. Then the lines will be thrown open for you to join us. Now let's have the break. Welcome back, viewers. You are still on the press, and today we are talking about what concerns us, as we usually do here on the press in Kaftan TV. As you know, my name is Osaitino Sadebame. I will have a new guest who has joined myself and Professor RIDWAN ADEYEMI, who has over 4 decades experience in teaching, learning, and also practicing the art of communication. So joining us is the popular ambassador and peace building consultant, ABOLADE Moses.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rating. Thank you for this opportunity once again.
Yes, we're back to, let us round up now on our earlier conversation on the service chief. It's very strong that we have that. We'll love to hear you make a comment on the president's charge, beyond the rhetorics of just saying do this, because several presidents have said the same thing to several chiefs of staffs whom were appointed and decorated with new ranks so they can be what they call encouraged to do something. So just oppose us comments with the reality of Nigerians and the expectation of Nigerians.
Yes, that was well expected from the president, and I think it's important that he gave those kind of guidance right now for them. And in a way, it's important that they know that we should not repeat the same thing. If you are assigned a duty, what is the difference from where we're coming from? And the issue of security is not something we should take for levity in any way. This country, just like Prof was saying while I was listening to him while I was around, about those times where we can sleep while we're traveling. Myself, I moved from University of Ilorin. After my first degree, I moved throughout the night to Benue. And that experience, I don't think people can really risk such right now. And if we don't have that, there will be a problem. But let's go again, you know, as a peace building guy. Let me put that.
The peace building measure to all this.
Yeah, so the president should also listen to these people. I think I saw one of the chiefs talking about the fact that we need to improve the police first. Some of the things the militaries are handling, which I was also at the Army headquarters recently. We had been for a training and engagement between CSOs and military. The thing is that we must ensure that there are some things that are internal that should be dealt with by the police force. We need to strengthen our police force in a way that they can handle some of these issues, so that the burden, some of these operations shouldn't be for the military in the first instance, because they are local issues, they are not territorial issues. And if we pay attention to that, we'll lift some of the burdens, and we ensure that our military is so focused on defending territorial integrity. Yes, and it is when the police force and other internal instruments are well explored and they are overwhelmed, then we can now say, oh, we are looking for a support engagement from the military. And I think the service chief, they are saying some of these things. We must be in a culture of listening to, ensuring that is a two-way thing, so that there can be proper engagement along the line in this tenor. And there should be measures. There are things that I also need to pay attention to. We all need to pay attention to measures that should be taken. What are the indicators for success? How do we monitor who is doing well, what they are doing? And these things should also be made public, possibly so that it's not just the president that is measuring and giving indicators. Okay. The monitoring and evaluation processes for every agency and bodies should be well specific, so that when they make success, we clap for them. Okay. When there is and this is not just for military. This should be the major ways to measure how governance is in. We should have a scorecard in a way that everybody know that, oh, they have done well. This is the gap we have. How can we improve it?
All right, Prof, yes, for your last comment on this.
Yes, I agree with my brother here that the approach should be holistic. It's not only the military, yes, I agree, but particularly the police and the civil defense. Yeah, you see, they have to be strengthened because they are more closer to the people and they relate with the people. Yeah. So it's time now that our police should be overhauled. Not along that line, our judicial system. You know, how can you have cases in court going for 1 year, 2 years? I mean, that should be. I mean, the police should be. I mean, reinvigorated, as well as the civil defense corps and also the judiciary along, so that they all can work together. I think I agree with them.
Yes, this is a call also back to you, Mr. President. Our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Here we are having a thought where the people are saying that there should be some level, not some, high level of listening also to these military chiefs. Why you provide everything that they needed? In your thinking as a president of the Nigerian state, for the safety of Nigerians, listen to them by virtue of the reality they've seen and they think that this should be done. And the strengthening of the police, strengthening of other internal security architecture will further boost this operation. Let's move on to the next issue that touches on us, and that is the increase by 15% of import on fuel. Do you think it's the right decision, Prof?
Yes, I think it's the right decision.
Why?
Why? Because we need to discourage importation.
But Nigerians are crying that it's going to increase transportation.
No. Let's understand the situation. This is economics. If you are producing internally, you don't have reason to import. And if you want to import, you have to discourage that importation. And by our standard, what Dangote refinery is producing is enough for us to use.
All right.
So if a Nigerian who is employing Nigerians, boosting the economy of Nigeria is producing, and you are going out, then you have a problem. And the quality of what Dangote, from I've seen, I think that to study, is better than what they are importing. So what excuse do we have? If we cannot stop it completely, then they should discourage it by, increasing the import duties on it, so that they'll be discouraged. You cannot be producing and still importing. Enough of this importation thing. We have to cut away from it if we want to move. Dangote should be, let those importers go and negotiate with Dangote and let them buy from him. He's employing Nigerians, he's boosting Nigerian economy. So what's the excuse? Your brother is producing something and you're going outside. Are you really a brother? That is the question. Are you really a brother? Yes, you'll be a business, but your business can still be contained within our business. And moreover, this guy is even giving some of the his shareholding, to the public. Okay. Now, it's 7% is going to the public. So what excuse do we have? You see, the time has come where Nigerians should stop being the enemies of Nigeria. Some of these guys are enemies of the state. How? Because they try to undermine our own economic development at the expense, at our own expense, to favor people. They're not building our economy, they are building other people's economy. How can you be building others economy and killing your own economy here? That time has come, that's gone. And we have to face reality. Look, you see, the point is this. If you are producing, you don't have, it's like you have jollof rice, you are producing jollof rice, and you still go and buy rice. Is jollof rice not better than rice? If you say it's your choice, you must pay for that choice. If you have jollof rice that is well cooked in your house, and you're going to buy white rice, and you must pay for that. For that white rice, that is your choice. That is your choice. But once you have something that can stabilize you, why do you need to go out? They need to be told, go to Dangote. He's a Nigerian. He's developing the Nigerian economy. You cannot be taking our hard-earned foreign currency outside again. That time has gone. I will let them to 30%, not the full 15%. Thank you.
Prof is calling for a 30%.
Yes.
Can I come in?
Please come in. Let's hear.
That was a great perspective, Prof. And I agree with some of his positions, but there are some of it that, and that's why I was saying I don't want to talk more on this topic.
But thank God we are back to the conversation.
But the truth of the matter is, just like I said in one of our analyses last week, we have to also understand the timing of things and how, when we are making a decision, just like when the president came at the first and said subsidy has gone, we know the surge it cost on Nigeria. So while we are looking at, we want to reduce this, let's also be concerned about humans who will be affected by those decisions, and let's be sure of, no matter there's a principle in peace and conflicts that we refer to as do no harm, honor, and security. No matter how good our intentions are, we must be conscious of the humans that will pay more. Currently, Nigerians are paying more than 1,000 naira for the fuel right now, which is not easy for most Nigerians right now. And if this happens in a very drastic way, definitely it's going to lead to close to 1,200 or thereabout.
No, the question is
this. Because what we have on ground, we are happy we have Dangote. Can we
is the production not sufficient to go around the country? That is
sufficient. It is sufficient.
So
and it's even the quality, sir. The quality is even more than, look, I have experienced personally. I bought from Dangote supplied position. And I buy from those, I don't want to mention names. I can mention it because I suffered it. I'm not going to mention it, but I suffered it. The fuel I bought from Dangote supply station are more enduring than those ones that burn fast. You see, these guys are just sleeping us off. That's the fact. Look, let's tell ourselves that Nigeria, if we must move forward. I'm not saying this because of myself, but for our children. Look, I tell you, some of us must take responsibility. Not some people live, to struggle for this country, and we must struggle also to keep it, to preserve it for our children. I'm a grandpa, but I'm telling you, I want the best for my great grandchildren, and as I'm saying this, I enjoyed. I know what I enjoyed when I was born in Lagos, but I want those things back because it will be better for us. So let them increase the something so that they come back home and we build this country together.
Yes, the professor has said, as a grandpa, a lot of you viewers are grandpa also, and you know how much you enjoyed in Nigeria in terms of security in your time and in terms of the economy. And that is the desire that you all want for your children. Today, and grandchildren. And so this move, according to the grandpa in the house and professor of deep mass communication understanding, is that it is okay, and if possible, President, you can even raise this to 30%, so that focus on all supplies within the country will be from Dangote. That is even an internal production, which is an encouraging one. Can I get what we call our thoughts now on the severally? Let us look at this other headline, which talk about the earnings. It says in the year 2025 for 9 months, FG earns 28.33 trillion in 9 months. FG earns 28.33 trillions. Now in a share, it shares 16 trillion, spends 10.4 trillion on transfer and refunds. Others collects 5.6 trillion as allocation. Now, states get 6.7. We are looking at the state now. State got 6.7 trillion, 36 plus the FCT. LG is 4.0. If you add it together, 4.0 trillion. If you add it together, that's about over 10 trillion. Give it to the state, because most when this money is sent to the state, the fiscal autonomy is yet in practice across the country. And that's the FCT that is close to it, because I know that from the FCT they get their allocations at the 12, even from the 10% from the FCT administration. But again, across the country, the attention on the federal government on its duty in terms of expenditure to road development, schools, health, infrastructure, and the rest of it is very high. We rarely hear of such challenge to the state. Particularly the media here in the National Assembly are doing a fantastic job in drawing the attention of Nigerians to what exposing the financial expenditure to Nigeria. And so many conversations about FG is doing this, FG is not doing this, why is this way? What about the states with over 10 trillion naira in 9 months to the state? Some might even say they cannot pay increased salary. We are yet to, some women are donating money to carry themselves from home to the hospitals.
Prof, now you see, this is a critical issue.
Very critical.
We have to really talk to ourselves if this nation must move on. The federal government is doing its best, and this is the first time we are having the federal government giving so much money to other tiers of government, the state and the local government. There has never been a government that has given as much as money to those tiers. So that is a plus for the federal government presently. Now this state, what we should rise and ask questions. We should rise and ask all state, what are you doing with this money? Publish these accounts and let us see. The state will publish the accounts. Let us see how much you are taking, how much you are spending it, how much you spend on education, on health, on security, and for infrastructure. Let us see. It's our money, it's not their money. It's not the money of the government or the governor or the chairman of council, and it's not go with the council. You see, the time has come where we have to speak to ourselves and let us know what it is. Not a private thing. It's a public information. We want to see how are you running our state. The last time my state, you could say, I was disappointed. Look at the roads, Lagos. It's terrible. There was one guy who published that the deputy governor has to go and take Lagos and enter Abuja, another state. Leaving the shortcut, to Ogun State, that is completely, down. And the same goes to other states. What are the governors doing with that money? What are the reps themselves, projects, money, constituency projects? What are they doing? 1 billion. What are the senators doing? We see some few senators. My state, there are 3 of them. We see only one working. One of them, you could say, well, the other ones are not working. What are they doing with the money? 2 billion. What are they doing with it? So his time has come to rise. To talk and ask questions. And the media, at the state level, and local government level, the media has a duty. To give people the voice. You have to ask questions. When you are not asking questions, you are killing yourself internally. This is money, taxpayers' money. I know what I pay as tax, and so everyone, even the market will are paying tax. So the money was not how money are being spent at the state level. What are our governors doing with money?
We must know
what are they doing with our money? Let them publish the account. We want the account published, and we see what else everything. What are you doing with those? We have to talk and talk and talk about it. The media will have to help.
Let us know what the governors are doing with our money at the state level. Your thoughts on this issue?
Yes.
Over 10 trillion in 9 months to the 36 states and the FCT. And yet Nigerians are having difficulty going to the hospital. They are having challenges having their children in a functional educational system. Okay, just like I will come a bit from another angle. I don't know how good the roads are when you are coming.
By the way, technically by blood, I'm also from Ogun State, so I could relate with what Prof was saying. But beyond that, I think we need to deal with the structures that make things to be the way they are. What
are the structures?
One, we operate too much of a centralized government, and it's really bad for the way we operate. If we really want to change, if we really want to change things, we must do it the other way around. The best way to create a productive society is that we run from the community up. If every community has their leaders, we have local government and the autonomy, and that's one of the most important things I can say that this government has done. But also we must
yet implement it.
Yes, but at least there's a progress. And while I can be critical of this government, I think when there are things that are positive, I will also say it. When it comes to the autonomy for the local government, at least there is a work in progress. But that is just a start. We are still warming up.
But we must tie the credit also to the APC government, because this also began even when the late head of state was there. He was a very strong advocate for the independence of the local government. So
there has been a trajectory of how we have been expecting this. But this is not the ideal to start with.
Okay.
We must pay and we must give that power back to the local government. The local government should be the one producing and ensuring that, because everybody is part of the local government.
Yeah.
If we can strengthen the local government to even have independence, close to what we have already, but very strong enough to generate its income, then we will not be having a dependent local government. We will not be having people expecting something all the time. They should be able to generate, then give a portion of whatever they're generating to the state, and the state will also generate whatever and transfer to the. I know this is a long time
for constitutional review.
No. It's ongoing. And that is until we start thinking this way. Until we start thinking that it should not be centralized, then we are not doing federalism in the first place.
Okay, let me ask this: if we are thinking that way. While I'm asking the question, please, the lines are open, so you can join us for the conversation. The numbers are on the screen, so just call in and join in the conversation. Now, let me ask this question. Why you talk about the bottom-up approach, which is a very good one. Since the revenue is coming, can they not still plan? Why they still collect their own? Why they still collect some of their taxes? No, can they not still plan a good way as the money is coming?
When people get stuff, when you give people what they should generate, you create a mindset. The problem we're having is more psychological. It's more of a mind issue. When you know that at the end of a particular time you are getting something, that is why we always have this back and forth. What are you doing with the money and all that? But if it is you generating the money, then you are to remit some portion and that's how developed states
exactly
are.
And that's what we are doing now, sir.
But it will take us a long journey the way we are.
No, that's what we are doing now. Because the present system now, of this generation is that the more you generate from your state, and by implication, the more you share. So we're getting there, because before you don't even, you don't care about what you generate, but now that you're going to be more careful about what they generate now, because the more you generate in your state, the more you have to yourself, and that is a very good one to start with. But the point is this: yes, you have to understand one thing. If you are talking of donation, you can only generate if you have exclusive right to your resources, which you don't have, and which, of course, that was where we started from. In the regional system, all the regions had their resources, they control their resources. But it was the military bastards that came to disrupt that system. I don't know bastards, because when we all agree on something legitimately, anybody can comes to disrupt. He's a bastard, political bastard. So look, let me tell you, no. I'm telling you. Excuse me. Okay, now let me tell you one thing. if you have a family, I'll give you an example. If you have a family, your family, you have agreed, and somebody just go out and disrupt your arrangement, is he really a member of that family? A bastard?
Sorry, can I come into that?
Within at the moment, the thought was that having a unitary, it was a pursuit of a unitary state.
No, we didn't start as a unitary state. We started as a regional government. Yeah. Everybody has their resources, and you donate to the center. Now, when they came in, that's when they disrupted it. And not today, what we are still talking about. So we must go back to that regional control, resource control. If you have something in your area, control it and send back to the center for common good. So that is the thing. That is true federalism. What we have now is central unity system going, and we must. It's not compatible with democracy. I should be able to control what God has given me in my state and with my people, and we donate one for general and common good. No, the earlier we do, once we fail to tell ourselves the truth, then we keep on deeply in the problem. That is the problem. We must be able to tell ourselves, look, this is the truth, this is not the truth. So we know that's alignment and shifting. Let me tell you, look at those days. Can you compare that government, the results of Western region, to what we have now? We have the first TV in Nigeria, not only in Africa. The WNTV.
Yes, West Africa.
The Cocoa House. All these things. The East follow, the North follow. There was early competition. But now when these guys now centralize it and start sharing it,
they killed it
and we don't go down again. So we have to go down, like you said, go down from then we generate from that, then we bring up bottom up. That is the most ideal for us. And we are going there. I'm glad some days ago, the senators are on now in a retreat for constitutional review in Lagos. They should know. I'm telling them, you should know. God will ask you. Let us do the right thing to make sure our resources are controlled at the regional level, at the state level. Let us contribute to the center. We need to restructure this state. Forget about, sentiment. If we have to develop, truly, I'm a scholar of development communication, and I'm telling you, it should be leading from behind. You don't start from up. I don't know, but start from then it goes from bottom, then it goes, and that is where you have the people. You don't have the people up there. You have the people who are down. So the resources also to accompany them, so that from there they can generate something up. Thank you.
Senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Prof in-house has said, God will ask you. Will you want God to ask you on this issue, that the opportunity has come before you to better Nigeria and your constitutional review recommendation as you amend the constitution, putting up the right clauses so that you can go on to negotiate with the various houses for assembly when the president put up that demand? The negotiation will be easy because everything is about the people, and when the people see themselves in every letter and clauses of the bill, they certainly will go for it. You want to say something about that?
Yes. So I really like the trajectory of Prof into that conversation and the way it ended, which has to do with now after 25 years of military. This is democracy for 25 years. For me, I try in most cases, even personally, not to blame people in my past too much about my yes, I know. I'm saying that since 1999 till now, what have we done to
show that the democracy is?
So we have the chance, just like you now said to the senators, we have the chance to change it to fit this current context. Our context right now require us to really work from local government. If we cannot do community, municipal or something, we can do local government, area councils. If we can really pay attention to these people and let them be the one, because the truth of the matter is the philosophy we need to change, and the idea we need to change is from dependency mindset to a productive mindset. And to do that, even from all levels, we must ensure that the people, when you do a particular thing, when you are creative, when you produce anything, you should be able to now think of, oh, I have created something, then I'm giving this to the state, and the state, to the local government is giving to the state is giving to the central. Now, what will be, and is about we changing the mindset of domination. There is a mindset of domination that I think we took from colonial system. From colonial system, it went into the military, and the military transferred it to the Democrat and this current thing. It is us now that we will debunk that will intentionally refuse those things, that say, oh, this doesn't fit into our reality. This is what can work, and what can work is we starting from the local government, we starting from the bottom, and there will always be challenges to any system, but I think this one will pay us more in the long term. And we need to also learn at every level that power that is not deserved most times kill you as a person. Holding power too much is also a product of you feeling like you should be the one in charge of the thing. As a central government, the major thing you should be in charge mostly should be security, should be currency, should be national issues. You should not be the one building roads or building some local roads. You should not be the one building some schools. And why should you put yourself through those stress, if not for greed and other issues that are underlying interest around it? But if you're really genuine, transfer that power in a very systematic way to the local government. Your work now become the monitoring and evaluation purposes, the supervision, the leadership itself. And I think that's why we need to train people to be leaders in the first place, so that they can help us sustain the system. Because
and
this is
so
not
we shall be
sustainable.
having a transformed society. This conversation is on, and we have been talking for almost 90 minutes now about development. We've spoken about what the headlines raise. The appointment, the decoration of the chief of defense, the army chiefs, chiefs in the security sector. We've also talked about the securing of our economy by the importation levy, which was added on fuel. We also made some touch on the issue of the revenue allocation to the states and local government in the past 9 months, amounted to over 10 trillion naira. And we're wondering, to what is the impact of this revenue to the various states? With me in the studio, the Professor of Mass Communication, RIDWAN ADEYEMI, and then with him also is the Ambassador of a Peace Building Consultant in the person of Moses ABOLADE. I am Osaiti Nusadibame. It is difficult to say goodbye when the conversation is very, very interesting. Again, time has its limits on us, and so the press comes to a wrap now until we see again next week.